Evening, Sam, the North family, scouts and adult leaders of Troop 99, family, friends, and guests. It's quite an honor to be selected as Sam's mentor for this very significant accomplishment in his life. Achieving the rank of Eagle Scout is no small accomplishment, and this recognition is well deserved. I've known Sam since we moved to Pennsylvania back in 2015 and throughout my son Eric's time as a scout until he achieved Eagle and graduated. And I've known Sam throughout up until today, and being selected as his mentor has been quite an honor and privilege for me. Unfortunately, I can't be there in person, but I created a little video montage of my travels. I recorded these as I traveled from Florida, where I currently live, to Washington State, where my son Eric is currently stationed in the United States Army. And during that trek, I stopped at a couple places and tried to reflect on some of those qualities that Sam truly exemplifies, and it is quite an honor. So I hope that you sit back and enjoy this little video montage. The only thing I can say in advance is that I know that they took a trip out to Glacier National Park, and you may have stopped at a few of these places along the way. So hopefully that doesn't take away from any of the presentation or small little tidbits that I'll be talking to Sam about. So thank you for this honor. And again, Sam, you'll achieve great things in life. It has been truly a pleasure getting to know you and watching you grow as a man.
So hello, Sam from stop number 2 here at Mount Rushmore. I wanted to take this opportunity to talk to you, your fellow scouts and guests, about dedication and perseverance. So the gentleman who decided to carve Mount Rushmore, his last name was Bulgram, and took him 12 years to complete the carving from start to finish. So just like all you scouts start off and you think that you'll never make Eagle, and you start out as a young tiger cub, or even if you joined as a Boy Scout later on, it takes a considerable amount of dedication and perseverance to get to the point where you're at right now. So I wanted to say that I'm very proud of that, and this location here makes you very proud to be an American. So the Native Americans who lived in this area had to face some overwhelming odds when they looked at how their life was changing around them. Just as yours is about to change pretty soon there, Sam. You'll be moving out into the real world, into adulthood shortly. And it's a wonderful yet scary place. Take advantage of it. Learn from everything that you've learned through scouting and your family and friends. And I'm sure you are going to do fantastic. Well, hello again, Sam and guests. I'm coming to you now at stop number 5. Stop number 4 was Devil's Tower, and I didn't realize until yesterday that you guys had actually visited here on your trip out to the Glacier National Park. So you visited some of the places I already have in my video, Mount Rushmore, Crazy Horse, and Devil's Tower, but today the whole northern part of Wyoming was covered in a giant cloud bank. So when I got to Devil's Tower, even though I was the only one there on the mountain, believe it or not, you could not see the tower because of the cloud. But I did hike around it, get to experience it a little bit. So today, stop number 5, or to continue on with stop number 5, is Little Bighorn. And in the background there, let me see if I can get a good, there's the Custer's Last Stand Hill. So I know, Sam, you're a history buff like I am. Unfortunately, there are no tanks here at Custer's Last Stand here at the Little Bighorn. But in case you don't remember, I was a member of the 7th Cavalry when I was stationed in Korea in the 2nd Infantry Division. And this famous battle took place between the various tribes, the Lakota, Cheyenne, and a few other ones, and the 7th Cavalry under then Lieutenant Colonel George Custer. Most people think he was a general, but he was a brevet general in the Civil War. And Sam, you know what brevet means, but for those of you who don't know, he was battlefield promoted to general. And then once the war was over, they demoted him back to his rank of lieutenant colonel. So in this battle, he was Lieutenant Colonel George Custer, accompanied by his brother Tom, which is pretty interesting. I didn't know that until I came here today. So I wanted to use this opportunity to talk to you about a couple different things. One, as you know, one of my big words that I've always used in every one of our interactions, whether it was in scouting or sports or when I was substituting in the school, is respect. And I'm going to use this in the reverse, because I believe that when General Custer came here, he didn't have respect for the Indians or the Native Americans who were residing down in the hollow with their families, quite a few thousand of them. And I think that he failed to respect people and judge the book by their cover, for lack of a better term, and saw them as an inferior people that they were supposed to try to succumb under the control of the white man in Washington. So there's a lot of politically non-wokeisms in here just because that was the time. But I believe if he had respected the talents and the ferocity of the Native American warriors who were defending their elders, their wives, their children. As we know, whenever you're defending your own, you tend to take on a whole different aspect of ferocity. And the other thing I wanted to talk briefly about is something to do with what I call quiet confidence. Throughout my life, just like you, Sam, you're a quiet guy. You need to walk into a room and exude quiet confidence where people look at you and they say, this guy knows what he's doing. You let your actions speak for themselves. I believe the one problem with General Custer is that he had hubris and arrogance on his side. He had a little bit of maybe what we'd call today like a popularism, or he was like kind of one of those guys who was in the newspaper. He was very famous. Everybody wanted to know him. He had long golden hair, kind of flamboyant. And you and I both know that actions speak louder than words. And in this case, I believe he let his overconfidence and arrogance be his defeat. That and the lack of respect. Okay, sorry if it's a little choppy. I'm not a videographer. But this place holds a set of reverence. There's no way that you can walk around this battlefield and seeing all the headstones that were erected where the soldiers actually fell on the battlefield. And the warriors of the Native American tribes are indicated by red headstones, a red granite, and the cavalry troopers are indicated by white granite. Behind me on the hill is where Custer's last stand was, and he and 41 of the remaining members of his cavalry were killed on the Last Stand Hill that everybody knows is so famous. But around the battlefield, you'll see little congregations of maybe 5 or 6, but in most cases there's 2 headstones, and that would indicate that that's where the 2 troopers who were battle buddies of each other. Just like in scouts, we always make sure that you have someone with you when you go and do anything for safety reasons. That's what occurred here. So throughout the battlefield, there's little twosies of places where 2 soldiers fell, and in many instances, places where 2 native warriors fell. So I have a lot of reverence for the site, and I pay tribute. So one more stop in this cavalcade of who is Sam and his Eagle Scouts journey. So as I said, here's a couple of the 2 soldiers that fell next to each other. I'm going to then switch around, so hold on. The only other thing I wanted to add for you, Sam, is that this is a very typical scout day. Like almost every one of our campouts we ever went on, it is windy and rainy and overcast. So yeah, I don't miss that much, to tell you the honest truth. So I'll see you at my next stop. Hang tight. Okay, Sam, so here we are at the end of my journey. You know that guy. So to make your day complete, I'm going to show you some vehicles, and I'm sure you will know what they are. So We're going to go down the line there. I'm going to come back up a little bit so you can see. So we'll come down the line, and you can baffle everyone with your brilliance there at your Eagle Scout ceremony. We're going to take a couple pictures of everything that's here in the parking lot. There will be a quiz at the end of your ceremony. So I got to spend some nice time out here with Eric. The weather is kind of bizarre out here. It's like raining almost every day during the day, but it's very green. So here's the last one in this line. We're going to take a pause, so hang tight. Okay, so here's your next one. Eric says you'll know what that is. So here we are. There's another oldie but goodie. I won't show you the name, but I'm sure you'll know what it is. We'll pan around the little museum grounds they have here of all the old equipment. There's another one. I want to get one of these for driving to work every day. No one will get in your way or cut you off in traffic. So there's another one. And we got another one in front of us. You should know this one just by the front profile. Okay, Sam. Hey, thanks for letting me be your mentor. I hope this video did not bore everyone to tears. And the last thing I want to do is say congrats.
Congrats, buddy. You deserved it.